I have been in the boat with a lot of anglers from beginning to advance in the recent year on my forward-facing sonar trips. Today in this video, I'm about to share with you guys 5 basic foundation I think that all anglers need to have to become pretty efficient to use forward-facing sonar to catch bass, to target bass. No matter beginning to advance, this video is for you. Let's go get into the first one. Thank you guys for coming to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. I'm Coach E. Go ahead guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give me subscribe, all right? Let me know. I want some feedback during this video. Show me some comments, okay? But one thing I've done in the last year is done forward-facing on the water trips where I get in people's boats. I've been in a lot of different people's boats, and I've seen a lot of units, a lot of trolling motors. And guys, what I'm going to share with you is, as much as I've done this and been around people, I see the weaknesses. I also get to see the strengths. So guys, what we're going to do right now is talk about the first one is, okay, the first one is trolling motor control. Having control of that trolling motor while you're fishing. Let's go in the water and go talk more about it on the chest footage. Okay guys, so the first one here is, I've mentioned trolling motor control, and it's not really windy right now. It's more windy earlier. It's kind of starting to slow down, but the biggest thing as I see is, guys, is to be very efficient with this thing is, now as you see, I don't have spot lock, and we'll talk about spot lock here in a second. Spot lock's a type of trolling motor, but guys, it is keeping your foot on this trolling motor while fishing. A lot of guys, you know, will just want to kind of stand back here and fish, and if that's you, that's okay. But to be really efficient with this, guys, you need to be able to cast and have your foot on the trolling motor. So here I am, like I said, my foot's on the trolling motor. I'm here. And one thing then too, I'm going to get into number 2. We're going to talk about 2 of these together, okay, is casting accuracy and then kind of working the bait and then with the trolling motor. Okay, so a lot of guys, you know, they might see like a fish over there and then cast, okay, and then they're looking for their lure. Now I somehow hit that lure. I'm about to catch that fish. I just caught that fish right there on. Okay, I got off. I'm not trying to catch a fish right now. That fish just showed up. But guys, what will happen is they'll cast, and I know I kind of hit it in the window. I'm just, because I've done so much, but let's say you cast not in the window of the screen, and then you're kind of looking for it. Well, if you have your foot on that trolling motor, you can find it. And so that's one big thing, is keeping that foot on the trolling motor, so when you cast, and if you do not find it, okay, you can then use your foot to find it. Now the next thing with casting accuracy is a big one. And that's gonna, like, so these first 2 is going to go together. It's control of the trolling motor, and then with casting, and not just accuracy and efficiency, but also understanding, like let's say my thing's pointed straight ahead, but let's say I mess up and throw over there. Okay, but now what I'm going to do is start working it. Okay, if it's not in my window, you need to work your lure. Okay, now if it's a big worm, a jig, I get it, guys, you're going to let that thing sink and you don't need to work it. But when it's a lure that's working, like a crankbait, you know, swim bait, something that you need to work, go ahead, guys, and go ahead and start working it. Just because it's not in your screen does not mean you do not need to work for it. That's one thing I see, is how guys will just make a cast, you know, they don't find it, and then they're over here, you know, and then they kind of come back up here, and then it's already down there. And if the fish are see it, like in this clear water, if that lure ain't working, they're not going to probably come eat it. Okay, guys. And then on the casting, so I know I'm kind of putting 1 and 2 together. We're going to talk about 5 of these things. On casting, okay, one thing about casting is knowing the distance, knowing what's at. So right now mine's at 100 foot, but it's knowing how far that fish is in relation to how far you can cast. So like right here, watch this, that's going to be about 70 feet. Okay, wow, look, right there past 70. So isn't that something? I'm pretty good with knowing how far my lures are in each one. But let's say those fish are at 50 feet and they're swimming around, okay, you want to be able to cast far enough past them but close enough, because if they're swimming, you got to be able to get them to where you know get it close enough. But like if those fish are at like 50, let's say there's fish right there, you see that tree at 50, and you throw like right here at 20, 30, okay, right there, right, you're going to be in front of that fish. So that's one thing is, guys, you need to know is the casting distance and accuracy. Now how you can get better at this is go find a brush pile, go find a target. Like you see that one out there at 60 feet right now. Now one thing too, like you kind of need to look at how far your lure is going to be down. But you see that down there at 60 feet, kind of throw, oh snap, that thing just kind of got loose on my hand. I just jacked it up right there. And also with that, guys, just understand it, not everybody's perfect with this thing. Tom Brady threw interceptions, so did Peyton Manning. But Peyton Manning had a couple games with him. But you see that one at 50 feet, just try to go and get right there. Where'd it go? Oh, I was right there at 45 feet, okay? I was right there at 45 that time. So, but that's one thing and that you will kind of do to get better is to kind of pick targets and throw at. Now, two, like earlier I did an underhand cast and I was money. Sometimes with the overhand on a spinning reel, I might misjudge, okay? But I'd rather always kind of throw a little further than not. So guys, what are we throwing at? That's one thing that like, I know a lot of anglers is like, hey, what am I throwing at? Or like, is that a fish? Is that bait? Guys, that's one thing that's gonna take is just more time on the water, getting used to it, but also like understanding fish behavior, okay? Like if you throw at a fish 4 or 5 times and he don't eat, then you probably, you know, I would, and you can try different lures, but probably, you know, then I'm gonna move on. That's the thing that a lot of guys do is they keep throwing at fish. And so like we're like right here, looking at the screen, we know there's timber in this lake. There is timber there. There's grass up there, okay? Now I just saw fish. There's a tree down right there. Ooh, there's some small fish up there hanging around. Y'all see down there in the distance, there's some small fish. Let's see if we can get those dudes to bite. I've already caught a few of these guys. So there's my lure right there, okay? And let's see if they want to come up, all right? But see, like once, oh, there we go. Nope. Nope, uh-oh, see? Oh, missed him right there. I heard splash my boat. That messed me up. But see, but guys, there it's like these fish, and I've already picked on these fish, okay? Not gonna lie to you guys, I've already picked on these fish, so they're used to the lures. But bass are gonna be curious guys. Now, one thing, you know, we just brought them all to the boat, and like I said, they probably seen my boat a couple times because we caught a couple of their buddies. But that's one thing is like understanding what you're casting at, okay? And so like there you see that there's a thicker tree, but even right there, there's a fish swimming over here by himself, okay? And like I said earlier, bass are gonna be, oh, those waves just got me. Here he comes though, where is he at? I'm gonna work this thing, so there you go. I'm working it just because I know he's there. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. Oh, he's gonna come get it. Oh, I missed him. How am I missing these fish? How about that? So one thing there, guys, you saw. Come get it, come get it. There's no way he's gonna eat that thing right there. They see the boat, okay. But one thing there, guys, you just got to watch. The waves came. I kept working my lure. So I know it's there. I know what the fish are doing. I'm not stopping because I didn't see the fish. And one thing, when I started reeling the thing in real fast, that dude came up there and they can do that. So like I said earlier, these fish already been picked on a little bit and probably not gonna be easy to catch. But guys, that's one thing, if just knowing is like, hey, what am I throwing at, and understanding how the fish move, and not just, you know, you always don't got to watch it on this, okay? You always don't, like, look down there. So down there, guys, there's fish in those trees, okay? I'm gonna throw, let's see if we can get one to come out right here, okay? So there's fish. We got these trees down there, okay? And let's see. Nope, here he comes. Here he comes. Nope, he ain't gonna eat. Like he's like, I've already seen that thing. You've already caught my buddies. So there we go. And I'm not going to get discouraged either. Some guys I know get real discouraged from it, okay? Like I said earlier, guys, I already caught all these fish. I caught quite a few here. I'm not going to lie to you. But guys, that's one thing. Some of y'all probably watching like, you don't know what you're doing. It's okay. These dudes have already probably got hooked in the mouth a couple times. But with that, guys, is I was back to earlier, is what are we throwing at, and understanding what you're throwing at, okay? And how fish move and behave, all right? And like right there, look, there's a fish right there on that tree. I'm not even gonna throw at him because like I said, he's probably already, why not, guys, why not? He's like 30 feet away. Let's see. Crappie can get real close to trees like that. And here he comes, look. Nope, he just barely touched it, okay? He didn't hit it. They ain't eating it good right now, which is fine, okay? Like I said, that is fine, all right? So, but like there, you know, understanding how like the difference between a tree and how those lighten up. So like, and then there's some out there actually. So that's one thing, is like, hey, what are we throwing at? And how to get better at this, guys, is by fishing different areas of your lake or lakes where there's like, this lake has a lot of timber. So I come here and get my timber practice. I love catching fish in the timber. Got lakes with brush piles, there's rock. So practice fishing different pieces of cover and seeing how fish look on it, and then how they can relate to the cover as well. Okay, guys, now the fourth one, okay? The fourth one is time. Time is one of the biggest factors, I believe, with getting better at forward face sonar. And that's just fishing, guys. This is more time on the water, the better angler you're gonna get. More time on a specific body of water, more time with the technique, the better you're gonna get. So guys, don't be discouraged if you go out there and throw at 50 fish and they're not eating. I mean, and don't get discouraged if you're making bad casts or not in the screen. Just keep practicing. Now with practicing, guys, there's a time to practice and a time to not. if you're an avid tournament angler, there's probably not a good time to practice with that thing during the tournament. You probably need to fish to your strengths and fish what you're confident in, okay? But I know a lot of guys recently have been trying to go out and fish different techniques, use these other stuff during tournaments, and they've not had success due to it is not their strength and what they have faith in. Now, number 5, the 5th one is your setup. And I'm not just talking about settings. If you're interested in my settings and you're more interested in settings, hey, send me a message on my Facebook page or comment below. I have my forward-facing sonar trips where I go through the settings on those trips. But I'm starting to think about making like a video with me doing settings. So if you're interested in that, I can make a whole video for you guys, and that'll be for a price too. I'm not putting that on YouTube. That's going to be a whole separate deal. It won't be the cost of a trip. It will be a lot cheaper, okay? But if you're interested in like a settings video, me going through the whole thing, I mean, I'm thinking about doing that. So, but not just settings, but setup, guys. One thing you see, I have high voltage. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to get a lithium battery that runs all your electronics or your starting motor. I have a 2-stroke back there. I didn't want to put a lithium battery on my 2-stroke. I just have a good old gel battery. Guys, I got a gel battery that runs my trolling motor too, by the way, 2 of them, but they're brand new, okay? But for my live scope, I have a lithium battery. It's a small Monster Marine 60 amp lithium battery. I charge it separate on a Monster Marine portable charger that they got. Guys, the battery, I'll put the information in the description, but when you get that higher voltage, okay, it gives you a better picture, okay? So if you're, one thing I've shared people on the trips, if you have low voltage, 12 volts, 11.8, 11.9, you're not getting the best out of that picture as you can, to where like when I'm getting 13 volts, I can see a better picture, the dots are brighter, I can see further away, but your settings also change due to the voltage, okay? So that's one thing about, there's not one settings that works, guys. It's one thing that people just think, oh, there's a magic settings. No, guys, every transducer and graph's different. I've been in a lot, I've seen them. So if you get your buddy settings and it don't look the same, it's probably because, now some of them can get pretty close, okay? But you got to kind of change with it, play with it a little bit. But guys, believe me, every one is different, okay? It is. Now, guys, on these trips, I've done Active Target, the Humminbird Live. I've not done many of those. That unit's not as good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And then now Gussie won with it, the Classic. So you can win with anything, all right, guys? And his, I think, still different than what you or me might get. Got the 34 there, Garmin, guys. So with that, if you have any questions, appreciate you watching this video. Now guys, let's get into the Faith Juice segment. Hey guys, what's up? The Faith Juice segment. I recorded this on the water, and I guess I didn't hit the record button because I don't have the video file. It happens, okay? It happens. So hey, let's do the Faith Juice segment real quick, guys. Appreciate all the comments about it so far. It's been very, very positive feedback. This one, I'm going to share a verse real quick and how it can relate to anybody watching, okay? Is Proverbs 12:1. And I'm not the best at memorizing verses. I don't need to like mess this up now. I got it good earlier. Was whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but who hates correction is a fool. Maybe along those lines. Okay, I just kind of starting to think, starting to kind of question myself. But what the Proverbs saying is, if you as a person and take discipline well. Because sometimes it's hard for all of us to take discipline. And this could be, I remember as a football player, there were times I didn't like to get corrected. But then when I finally figured out that these coaches were trying to make me a better player and trying to push me, I enjoyed it. I wanted to get pushed. I wanted to get corrected. And so I kind of learned that at an early age. But if you're today at the office and you're having a bad day and your boss is just hammering you and you're not taking it well, just try to blow it off. Just take it in. Think of if you're in that person's shoes. The boss's shoes or whatever, and maybe you're messing up. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes you feel like you're getting corrected or disciplined, and you're thinking you're not doing wrong, but you might be, okay? But just try to take it in. Don't let it get personal. That was the biggest thing, is don't let it get personal. So where you're at today, and I have some friends that take this well. I talk to people about it all the time. But I know some kids, as I was a coach growing up, they struggled with getting corrected. But like the verse says, getting corrected is a good thing, okay? So no matter where you're at, your day, if this is something that you needed to hear, hopefully it did, okay? Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. And hey, we will see you on the next one.